Alright, so once again, I'm live. Just getting on shit. Dang on. I don't know what they have right there. But nevertheless, just back in the saddle. Dang, I gotta talk about this thing with a lot of things going on tonight. A lot of things been going on. Daggone get I guess on Sunday I had another solar rotation or solar return or whatever to the universe and turned 36 years young. Very interesting. Um, it was fun. I would say it was a good time. You know, living to be 36 at this age is, I mean, what can you do, right? What can you do? What can you say? A lot of people not making the 36 these days. 26 is even great. Every day you're living is great. So that's how I look at it. How you doing, Bishop? Um, every day you're living is great, so that's how I look at it. Unfortunately, things have not been great on the home front, though, all the way for everybody else, because there's been a lot of things that have been going on, and I don't know. There's a gigantic population control amount, don't you say, going on with Miss Harris, your VP, the one y'all love so much. Not people here, but people in general. It is very, very mm. About this woman. Mm.
And so we set in it.
So this is Kamala Harris here talking about something the other day. Very interesting.
Ambitious goal to cut our greenhouse gas emissions in half by 2030 and to reach net zero emissions by 2050. The investment we are announcing today will help us to achieve these goals, and it will do so much more. Because think also about the impact on not only the local economy, not only on an investment in the entrepreneurs and innovators from and in the community, think about the impact on something like public health. When we invest in clean energy and electric vehicles and reduce population, more of our children can breathe clean air and drink clean water. Think of the impact on family budgets. When we help folks upgrade their heating and cooling systems, we lower the cost of electricity, which means lower energy bills for working parents. So they have more money for groceries and home repairs and school supplies.
She said reduce population. Well, I mean, doesn't get more interesting than that, does it? I mean, she said it right out the bed. I said, dang. Whoa, one, didn't she? But of course, that went over people's head. So, went over people's head. Didn't nobody pay attention. It was very interesting. She said it, though. As a matter of fact, she said at HBCU. They said she meant to say reduce pollution. That's what they said she meant to say, but I don't think she meant to say that. There's another one I need to sing y'all too. All right. Well, that just means who was in the crowd. That's all that means, Bishop. I ain't worried about the crowd getting erupted. That just means who was in the crowd. Who was she talking to? It don't bother me who's in the crowd. Because I know who in Kamala Harris' crowd. I ain't trying to be part of that crowd. We're going to tackle all this family. All right. But Bishop, I sent you a link too. You want to come on as well. And that lady, what's her name? So that's it right there. But let's go to show you how far these people are gotten attached from society, you know? And it also shows you the type of trouble that we in. If we don't recognize who the enemies are, who wants to hurt us. And there are many people that would like to hurt us right now. Let's just face it. I mean, it is what it is. But you got to realize who your enemies are, and then you got to take advantage. Don't be a sitting duck all the time. And we've been sitting ducks for a little bit too long. If you want to be a sitting duck, that's cool, but Dad gonna let me get out the way. Because that's what she's saying. She just basically told you right at Coppin State. That's a HBCU in Baltimore. About this. So it's not a surprise. You know, on the same weekend where her sorority announced that they got the first credit union for AKAs, I'm like, well, that's just a social club. So it is what it is. Um, yeah, what am I guess here? What's going on, brother? What's up?
Yeah, peace, peace. How you doing there, man? Salute, salute.
All right, got Bishop on.
Hey, hey, man, hey. What up,
What's going on,
Bishop?
Bishop?
Good evening, gentlemen. How you doing, Bernard and Chak both? How you both doing?
You doing all right?
Good, good, good. Glad to be
Slow
on.
motion, slow motion.
Let
How's
me
it going up there in Philly?
Oh, coming along hot, like everywhere else.
Okay.
well, speaking of heat, Shaq, let me start off with the heat. Well, no, let me start off when yeah, let me start off with that. Yeah. See what you think about this, Shaq. I'm gonna play it again just because you came on a little later. I don't want to start this part without you.
And so we set an ambitious goal to cut our greenhouse gas emissions in half by 2030 and to reach net zero emissions by 2050. The investment we are announcing today will help us to achieve these goals, and it will do so much more. Because think also about the impact on not only the local economy, not only on an investment in the entrepreneurs and innovators from and in the community, think about the impact on something like public health. When we invest in clean energy and electric vehicles and reduce population, more of our children can breathe clean air and drink clean water. Think of the impact on family budgets. When we help folks upgrade their heating and cooling systems, we lower the cost of electricity, which means lower energy bills for working parents. So they have more money for groceries and home repairs and school supplies.
Mm. What do you think about that, Shaq? What do you think about that? She said reduce population. That one, the White House came back and said she meant to say reduce pollution, but that woman said reduce population. What do you think, Shaq?
Man, it's the Jackal, baby.
Hmm.
Jackal and Hyde. You got Jackal and Hyde in there. Carbon emissions. I'm trying to understand. How you reduce
You
carbon emissions
you are the carbon.
unless you plant
You
more trees?
are the carbon they want to reduce. You.
Hey, you know, why plant no why they don't plant no more trees, Bishop?
Good question. Good question. I tell you, all of this is just a cover up, a facade. Nobody's really interested in this. They're not even interested in it for real. For real. I don't believe it. I really don't. I don't believe that. I don't believe they believe half of this. You know, I'm not saying it's not. It's no. It shouldn't be concerned to people, but they exaggerate. And what they said this a while ago, 12 years. We're in that period right now. If you don't do it, if you don't reverse it in 12 years, it'll be no return. Now they're still talking the same thing. There's still possibilities of there being a revival, possibility of you saving it. I mean, how many 12 years are you going to take? Before it is really irreversible. It's always they push things up, we don't, and we forget. We forget. And let me say this too. And you're right, Bernard. You said earlier about it didn't matter about the crowd. They probably are a crowd anyway. But I'm going to tell you the truth. We are people that applaud. I even think about amen in church, and people say amen about somebody saying nothing. Oh, yeah, amen. You ain't said nothing. What's that? You'd be surprised when people say amen to. You'd be surprised when people clap to. People don't listen to everything. They really don't. When they hear someone speak, I know I've been a preacher since I was 12 and I'm 72. We'll be 72 in November. 60 years I've been preaching, and I know the schemes of public speaking more better than anybody else, or better than most anyway. And I know the tactics and the techniques that you use to get people. You put a lot of stuff in that they really want to hear, and then you squeeze in something else. And they're so caught up in the other thing you said, they forget about everything you said. And that's what's happening here. I really believe that many people didn't even hear that. And if they did hear that, it did not distract them because they heard the other things that they did agree with. So they applauded all the way around. And people have a way of doing that in order to get you. Look at these bills. You're talking about the Congress. Look at the bills. They have these bills and they call it the this and that people want to hear. Anti-crime bill, things like that. But in that lies a horse of a different color. So how much pork is in these bills? They don't name them the thing nobody want to hear. They name them something everybody wants that agrees with. But inside that bill that everybody agrees with are things that nobody would agree with. The same with speaking. They say everything, they'll squeeze in a little word, little phrase, but they'll say 100 things you agree with. They'll squeeze in the other thing. You're saying, applauding, yeah. And you forgot everything they said. So it's all a scheme. It's called propaganda. It's called manipulation. It's called deliberate psyching of people's minds to agree with everything. So when later on they said, you mean they applaud about everything? Yeah, they applauded even about that. And the foolish thing about it is some of them people that applauded it will be the victims if there are an extermination of people. Their group and their people will be the first one to go. But they're so dumb, they're so naive, they're so trusting that they're applauding their own demise. How many people actually participate in their own demise?
A lot. People do it every day.
Exactly. You're applauding willingly, what? What are you applauding?
Willingly. But if the scripture says the valley of dry bones, that don't mean, some dry bones in the valley. That means people, the dead do not hear, speak, or anything. But dead mean dead thinking.
Oh yeah, you can. And we're dead thinkers. We're dead thinkers. Mm-hmm. We're dead thinkers. I mean, we're so caught up in gestures and symbolisms and things like that with no substance. We don't put anybody to the task.
I'm gonna ask a question. I got a question. I'm gonna ask a question. Me and Chak talk about this all the time. You say you have a disability, right?
Yes.
Correct. Maybe not. Because I look at disability now in so many words. Mental illness don't necessarily have to mean you crazy and want to blow up a school or something, right?
Yeah.
Mental illness can be that. I mean, just for what I'm about to play later. I mean, I was at my friend's house earlier and they were talking about this woman named Black China who got butt injections and, they couldn't remove all the surgery because they had a lot of surgery. Well, don't you think women and men that want to do surgery, like these men that's injecting, what they call it, lip injections or whatever?
Yeah, liposuction and all that.
The men are putting lip. I think it's lip enhancer or something like that, and using it.
Okay. To make the mouth fuller.
No. They injecting their penis. They injecting their penis to make their penis larger.
Another mouth. Something else with lips. Yeah, the other thing with lips. Yeah.
So I'm saying we get into this thing about trying to make ourselves bigger, better.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
With the butterfly lashes and all this other crazy mess. Couldn't that be conceived to somebody as a mental illness?
I think it certainly deals with somebody's self-esteem, which can be a mental illness. You're right. I mean, there is something lacking in them where they don't.
Yes, because you know why?
They don't. Go on.
Well,
I think something.
Let me put it this way.
Yeah.
It may not be on the diagnosis of a mental illness.
Right. But there's something mentally going on.
There's something going on, and your self-esteem can cause you to have a mental illness.
That's true. Oh, that's very true. That's
because if you're going by the scripture right now, which people would be going, most people would say the scripture going by Revelation, right?
Mm-hmm.
You keep on talking about Pride Month, but doesn't Pride come before the fall?
Oh, yeah. That's what it says.
Okay, that's right. That's one thing. Now, number two, what else does it say in Revelations? People will become vain, lovers of self, money, inconsequential things. They will come to adore these vanities.
Yeah, that's the book. That's in the Old Testament. The first thing you said was in Proverbs chapter 6. The second thing you said is in Ecclesiastes chapter 2.
Yeah.
But they're biblical. Right, yeah. They're all biblical.
Yeah,
it's biblical sayings, certainly. They are biblical sayings.
I meant to say those verses, but I was talking about the time period of Revelation. That's what.
Right. Oh, yes. Right. Yeah, that's right.
But right. Matter of fact, Revelation actually says that these things will be no more.
That's true.
That's what it said in Revelation. Yeah, it said these things will be no more. You won't be able to, the merchants, the merchant can be done. He ain't gonna be able to sell nothing.
Right. That's right.
That's what it said in Revelation. But yes, right. Going back to
the Revelation, right?
Going back to those other verses, people will become vanity, lovers of self, and so forth, and the like. Right.
Right.
Well, Chak calls it vanity over sanity, don't you? Chak, you call it vanity over sanity, don't you?
Yes, sir. Vanity over sanity. That's my motto.
Yeah, vanity over sanity.
Vanity over insanity, Bishop.
Vanity over insanity. I like it.
So,
it's true.
What's going on is people are really starting to, like, we're gonna talk about it later on. About this girl named Sexy Red. We'll get to it later. We'll talk about it later because that's like the end of the show. That's like some nonsense. But let me bring this up. I'm gonna bring up another one, Chak. I want you to comment on this first. Well, Bishop, no, you know what? Chak, you went first. Let Bishop comment on it after I play it. 3 minutes 44 seconds. I think it is.
Oh no, he got it.
Oh, wait a minute.
Here with her boys.
Its investigation for the way it treats Black women giving birth there.
My wife would be here with her boys if it wasn't for the color of her skin.
The death of 39-year-old Kira Johnson initiating the scrutiny after her husband filed a civil rights lawsuit against Cedars-Sinai Medical Center. It was later settled. Kira and her husband Charles, already parents to one son, a picture-perfect family. When she died after a scheduled C-section delivery of their second child in 2016.
After allowing my wife to suffer needlessly, while my family and myself begged and pleaded for them to simply just treat her with dignity and respect.
The case bolstered by this video deposition from Angelique Washington, a former surgical technician at Cedars-Sinai who was in Kira's operating room.
The room started to look like a murder scene, a crime scene. It started blood everywhere. It didn't feel good.
The LA Times reporting on the investigation after reviewing a letter sent to Kira's husband Charles from the Federal Department of Health and Human Services, stating the department is reviewing the allegations. NBC News also obtaining the letter that says in part, the HHS Office of Civil Rights, quote, is aware of allegations that Black women are provided a standard of care below what is provided to other women who are not Black when receiving health care services related to labor and delivery. HHS confirming the investigation to the LA Times. NBC News has not heard back from the department. The CDC says in 2021, the maternal mortality rate for Black women was 69.9 deaths per 100,000 live births. That's 2.6 times the rate for white women.
It has to do with racism in society, racism in healthcare, bias amongst healthcare professionals. So we're seeing a disproportionate number of deaths.
A Cedars-Sinai spokesperson declining to comment on the investigation But telling NBC News, Cedars-Sinai clinicians, leaders, and researchers have long been concerned with national disparities in Black maternal health, and we are proud of the work we've done and continue to do to address these issues. Kira's husband also filing a lawsuit against her doctor for gross negligence, receiving a $1 million settlement, and filing an additional suit against the hospital that was also settled. Johnson vowing that the pain his family has endured will shed light on the devastating consequences.
Kira's legacy will be that this is no longer allowed to happen any place.
And Valerie Castro joins us now in studio. Valerie, the statistics alone should be enough to make us all stop and think about and her family, the life she had, and knowing she is no longer here. That's a gut punch. Were you able to speak with her husband tonight?
Allison, it's a devastating story, but her husband, Charles, says he is happy that this issue is now being taken seriously. He says after he came forward with the story of what happened to Kira and their family, he heard from other families who experienced similar tragedies. He said he hopes this investigation leads to change not only at Cedars-Sinai, but other hospitals and other healthcare systems across the country.
Valerie Castro, thank you so much for that important report. We appreciate it.
All right, Shaq. I mean, Bishop, go ahead. Bishop, go ahead. What do you think?
Okay, I'm glad you asked me to do this because I'm really ready for this one. We all, and in my show in particular, it bothers me. I'll really be honest with you, Bernard. It's really bothering me a lot, to the point I may even stop the Wednesday program. What's bothering me is this, and it's typical of what's happening right here in what you reported tonight, which I appreciate, because I'm going to tap into that too tomorrow night if I have the show at all. But I'm probably going to have it tomorrow night. But I'm really wrestling with this. We talk about even Sunday. Let's stop talking about racism. Let's stop talking about this and that. And then things like this happen. I mean, it's a sad thing where we have 45 million people, and maybe 3,000 or 4,000. Even if you say 10,000 of them are doing well in life. Their children are going to school. Some are wealthy. Some are even billionaires and millionaires. But somehow or another, we forget about the 35,000 who are living this kind of life and are living deprivated lives and women that are dying on the tables at 2 times the rate of their white counterparts. I mean, and we just we want to throw it. If I close my eyes, I would think I'm talking to a white supremacist itself, but I know there's a black face. But what they're saying is so it bothering me, and I've been around a while too. I mean, some have lived in their 70s. I have too. So I'm living during the time you all living. So this idea of just forget about it and let's ignore it. And while we're ignoring it, people like this are dying on the operating table. People that are being shot, people that are being abused, people that are being denied opportunities for advancement, people that are being fired because they're black, and other things that are happening in our community as a whole. It's a shame that we're the only people, and that I'm through, because it's bothering me a lot. I mean a lot, to the point that I'm a lot, put it like that. That we're the only people I know that just want to dismiss everything. We know it's better now than it was then. Yeah, we know that. We know it is not as bad as the 1800s and all that. But we're moving toward that again because we have so many enemies from within that want to forget about it, want to throw in the towel and don't talk about it no more. And ironically, we're listening to people that don't even have any roots in this country, whose family don't really have roots here. But we'll listen. But see how we are? The same like that crowd that cheered Vice President Harris when she said about killing all folk, reducing the population. Everybody clap. You're clapping for your own demise. Yeah, your family's doing well. You know people that are millionaires. I know people that are millionaires. They're doing well. But how about that? How about you? How about your next door neighbor? How about the one living down the street another block from you? We got to stop this thing about only me and me alone. It sounds like Jim Claiborne. As long as me and mine are okay, I'm okay. The question was, what are you going to ask the president to do about your constituents? Well, I ain't going to ask him to do nothing. I ain't going to ask him to do nothing. As long as I'm okay and my family's okay, it's okay with me. And a lot of us have that mentality. As long as I have mine and mine's going to college and my daughter's in Harvard and my son's in Yale, the world's right by me. Heck with that brother down just 2 blocks away who's struggling just to find something to eat. And it's a sad commentary. We're the only ones like that. Chinese stick together. Asians stick together. There's Chinese, Korean, Japanese. But when it comes to issues like this, they get together. Latinos, Costa Rican, Puerto Rican, Cuban, Mexican, Brazilian, all the rest of that. But when it comes to Latino issues, they stick together. Blacks, we have a common root. We don't come from a whole bunch of different countries. We do, really, but we don't know nothing about that because we don't know about African roots. So we come from one country, United States of America, and we can't even get together. All these other countries come all over the world, and they can all come together as one. We only have this country to recognize. They only have this country to really be associated with, and we still are divided. And it bothers me like I don't know what is bothering me more and more when I hear people saying, just forget about this, just forget about that. Well, we're living in it right now in 2023. This happened just a few months ago. This didn't happen in 1865 or 1850. This happened just a few days ago. And we can give other examples of racism. Racism is not dead. We don't want to talk about it. We want to ignore it. White supremacy is a thing. It's manipulating and all that. But we see it every single day. Somebody's being abused. Somebody's being denied opportunity. Somebody's dying because of racial disparity. But who really cares?
Wait. All right. So I got to introduce Frank. Frank, you there?
I'm sorry.
What's going on, y'all? How y'all doing, man?
Hey, Frank. That's all right.
Peace, peace.
Frank, you might not be aware of what the topic we're talking about. Let Chak go ahead and talk about it, and then you go ahead and fill in.
Word.
No, go, Bishop. You can go and finish up because I got the same sentiment as Bishop is, man. Like I said, I read it on a Victor show last Sunday night, Bishop. That's why I brought up the eugenics movement, and I gave you names of people. Francis Gowan.
That was good. That was good. I was there. I was there. That was good. We need to talk more about that.
I wanted the people on there to go look these people up. Go look up the eugenics movement and what their plot was. And it's still going on to this day. We talking about slavery. They're doing this to this day. They the one introduced the evolution theory and the out of Africa theory to put that out there. It's race theory, this superior race theory. So we got names of culprits.
Climate change.
These are psychological. All right.
Climate change is in it too. Climate change is in it too.
I believe it.
But you're right. We need our own scientists, Bishop. We need our own. I'm putting it out there. We need our own Aboriginal American because that's the original term of American. The Aboriginal copper-colored races. Right? We need our own scientists. We need our own doctors. We need our own gynecologists. We need our own orthopedic doctors, ophthalmologists, and
farmers,
nephrologists. Huh?
But you know what though? But let me say this, Chak, and then I'm through. Let me just say this though. When I came along, we did have all that. I didn't see a white doctor because they didn't see us. I saw a black. My first doctor was a black doctor, growing up. My first dentist was a black dentist, growing up. My first everything. I don't get my first teacher was a black teacher growing up. Integration killed this. It killed us.
Yep.
Integration killed us. That was the worst idea. But what we did was we abandoned ours for theirs. We abandoned going to seeing our doctors, our nurses, our dentists, our this, our that in favor of theirs. We don't go to black schools anymore. That's beneath us now. We want to go to Harvard, not Howard. We want to go to Yale, not Wilberforce. And those colleges now on their last legs. Maybe the affirmative action, repealing that, may help people look at the historically black colleges again. We abandoned, that's what I'm saying. We are the only people that do ourselves in. just so we can be approved by, once again, the mass. So we're still on the plantation. I don't care what nobody says. Those conservatives and liberals, we're still on the plantation. Because we still want to backbite each other, critique each other, down each other, don't want to boost each other up. When I played on Victor's show, the very first time I played the African talked about black businesses, Victor was rebuked because of it right on the show. I don't believe in dealing with black businesses because black businesses do this and black. Well, if they're not the way they should be, help them become what they need to be. But once again, we'd rather just forget about each other, forget about helping each other, and then we're all on our own, and we wonder when things go haywire, we can't get things done because we're not together. We're the only group in the country, the only group, Native Americans that they call themselves are together. Asians are together. Latinos are together. Whites certainly are together. But when it comes to black folk, that's why we don't get nothing. We don't get nothing. The Democrats placate us and the Republicans ignore us. And that's the way it is. Period. Thank you, Bernard.
All right, thank you. All right, go ahead, Frank.
Okay, my bad. So this is okay. So this is my bad. Can I bring me up? My bad. Can you bring me up to speed again? You talking about what this? Sorry about that.
Okay, so no, all right. The two topics I talked about so far was Kamala Harris. She was at Coppin State talking about climate change and population control, basically. But she actually, the writer has said she meant to say pollution. She ain't meant to say control, reduce population. The birth thing. And then I played a clip of out there in California at a hospital. They talk about black women dying twice the rate of childbirth than white women on a given birth.
Okay, the Kamala Harris thing, we all know what that is. You know what I'm saying? We all know.
It's about the racism in the healthcare.
See,
yeah.
See, they talk about the racism stuff to get our vote. You know what I'm saying? To get us scared, to get us, something we can relate to. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff is racist. Don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? It's systematic. You know what I'm saying? The fact that we are where we're at now, that was race. Due to racism and stuff like that, man. White inferiority. My bad, not supremacy. So you know what I'm saying? So that all was tied into that, man. And the Kamala Harris, for her to say something like that, man, that just lets you know that she didn't slip up. You know what I'm saying? That's what they want. You know what I'm saying? They want population control. That's why they're doing this and pushing all this stuff in Africa with the gay stuff in Africa. That's why they're pushing the gay stuff out here, and so on and so on. You see what I'm saying? It's not a coincidence. You know what I'm saying? They're pushing this all this gay stuff, man, and then they're pushing the transgender stuff. Then they're pushing abortion. All those things lead to population control. All those things leads to reduced population. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's not, it doesn't take rocket science to figure that out. You see what I'm saying? But for her to say that, I mean, she sounds like a Henry Kissinger. You know what I'm saying? She sounds like, a Rockefeller or something. But I was telling people, man, don't vote for her or Joe Biden, but they didn't listen. And then and you said that what was the second thing you said? My bad. You said the second thing was that, and what else?
Black women dying in the hospital, giving childbirth.
I don't believe that. I'm sorry. But see, they're saying that I got to break it down right now. They're saying that because everything is done and told in reverse. They were really the slaves. We weren't. You know what I'm saying? Everything is told in reverse. They like fake terms like free white person. You know what I'm saying? Basically, letting you know that they were slaves, because why would you need a free white person? Why would you make up that term? So everything is told in reverse, right? So, for example, the Europeans are the ones with the low birth rates. You see that? So the Europeans are the ones with the low birth rates. So they got to flip it and bounce, rock and roll, and skate and make it seem like we're the one with the low birth rates. So they ain't gonna just straight out say, "Oh, they have a low birth rate." So they're gonna say that they're dying in the hospitals. I don't believe it. I'm sorry, I don't believe it. And didn't Cedars-Sinai just get backlash for killing black women?
That's the hospital we're talking about.
Then they, you know what I'm saying? So they kill you, and they say they're dying during death, but murder is not dying. You know what I'm saying? Or you die when you get murdered, but at the same time, that's not the same thing. Just like what I said yesterday with the reparations thing yesterday in the Tulsa, Oklahoma. That's two different things. Slavery, reparations for slavery, and reparations for Tulsa, Oklahoma is two different things, but they try to mash it and cram it together. Talking about 80% of white people. I don't give a fuck what 80% of the European thinks. Was that supposed to scare us? Ooh, you know what I'm saying? See, everything is totally reversed. Like I just said, they're the ones dying and have low birth rates. You see what I'm saying? So if we're 13% of the population, then why are they the ones with low birth rates then? I think they're the ones with 13. See, everything's in a reverse. I think they're the ones that are 13% of the population. Because
that's not true. That's not true, Frank. That part's not true. They are the majority in terms of number of people. There's no doubt about that. I mean, we're not even number 2 anymore. We're number 3, and there's no doubt about that. We used to be number 2, now we're number 3. We're behind Latinos, and I think that you're right about one thing. I think there is a diabolical plot, and I think the main one that's going to be impacted will be us as black folk. Melanated, what they want to call us. I got to remember that too. I want you to send me that, Chak, the term you used. I like that because that's more to the fact. I don't like black. I don't like African American, to be honest with you. I don't like
Wait a minute. Let me say something here.
Wait
a minute. Let me bring this up. Daggone, if you go by the whole planet, that European may be only 10% of the population across the whole world.
In the world, yeah. Okay.
So
we know that in the world, but I'm talking about the United States. In the world, you're right. They're a minority in the world. The two most populated nations in the world are a billion apiece. That's China and India, and they're not white. Africa is the second largest continent in the world, and that means that most.
What's the lowest minority? What's the lowest minority?
They're a minority. Europe's not even a continent.
What's the lowest one?
Europe's not even a continent, really. It's not even a continent.
Europe's not even a continent. I want to bring this up. I want to bring this up, but I better use my thing right here. Fair use copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance made for fair use purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statute, otherwise be infringing. Hey, Frank, Bishop, and Chak, get y'all pen and pads ready on this one. This is gonna be a real doozy. Frank, I know you call them the Creed people, so we're gonna talk about the Creed people. Is that fair?
Man,
let's talk about it. But
okay, let me say something real quick. Can I say something real quick?
I want to bring this up. Irritated Gina. Go ahead.
Just like everything's totally reversed. For example, everything's totally reversed. Like, for example, they said that we're the minority, but they're really the minority. That's why I don't really listen to what none of these people say. You know what I'm saying? I don't really listen to none of the European is just a liar, it's a deceiver.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. You're right.
It's a liar and a deceiver too. It ain't just the European. It's these bootleg, you know what I'm saying? Handkerchief head, pastors, preachers. What else? These politicians, all these people, clergy, all these damn people. It's them. They're all these fake misleaders. I think I put them in the same boat in the category as the European. That's I don't know.
I think they're worse because they're supposed to be our folk.
All right.
They're betraying their own folk.
Well,
they're betraying their own folk.
But let me talk about this subject because Irritated Genie brought this up a long time ago, Frank. And daggone Rfk Jr. saying the same thing. Now they want to cancel him out of the debate of this hearing. So listen to this. I want you to hear this. What you think?
Well, several House Democrats have sent a letter to House Select Subcommittee on the Weaponization of the Federal Government Chairman Jim Jordan requesting that he disinvite Robert F. Kennedy Jr. from a Thursday hearing on social media censorship. Kennedy, who's an already scheduled witness, has faced fierce criticism over his comments on bioweapons research and COVID-19.
In case somehow you missed the controversy, during a Q&A that was off the record, according to Kennedy, here's what the 2024 hopeful said in his own words.
And we need to talk about bioweapons. I know a lot now about bioweapons because I've been doing a book on it for the past 2.5 years. And And the technology that we now have to develop these microbes, we've put hundreds of millions of dollars into ethnically targeted microbes. The Chinese have done the same thing. In fact, COVID-19, there's an argument that it is ethnically targeted. COVID-19 attacked certain races disproportionately. The races that are most immune to COVID-19 are because of the structure of the genetic structure, genetic differentials among different races of the receptors of the ACE2 receptor. COVID-19 is targeted to attack Caucasians and Black people. The people who are most immune are Ashkenazi Jews and Chinese.
Now, Democrats led by Representatives Debbie Wasserman Schultz, Dan Goldman, and Judy Chu argue that Kennedy has, quote, repeatedly and recently spread vile and dangerous anti-Semitic and anti-Asian conspiracy theories that tarnish his credibility as a witness and must not be legitimized with his appearance before the U.S. Congress, nor given the platform of an official committee hearing to spread his baseless and discriminatory views.
Jordan said on Monday that despite disagreeing with Kennedy, he still plans to have him at the Thursday hearing looking at big tech's collusion with out-of-control government agencies to silence speech. Jordan said, quote, yeah, I totally disagree with what he said, but he's a Democrat. I disagree with other things he said, too. Jordan went on, but we're having him because of censorship. Okay. It is obviously politically auspicious for Democrats to be able to attempt to prevent Rfk Jr. from testifying at this hearing by leveraging this most recent controversy.
Yes.
Whether or not this most recent controversy is being fed by its political utility, in other words, whether or not it's a part of a political creation or it's being the fans at he said the thing, but whether the fans are being flamed and the outrage cycle is what it is because of this upcoming hearing, which is politically disadvantageous to Democrats, it's something that is going to be on folks' minds. Now, at the end of the day, it doesn't seem like it's going to stop Kennedy from testifying. And moreover, the efforts to silence, to just shut him down, to stigmatize him by trotting out his family members, again, that's been done in the last couple of days. His sister came out with a statement saying that she strongly condemns his off-the-record statements. None of that seems to be working. Rfk Jr. seems to be well practiced at it.
Sure.
Perhaps because this has been a strategy against him from the beginning, he seems to be immune, shall I say, to it.
Well, and what he's going to testify on is the role the federal government played in pressuring social media sites to take down his speech. So that's what he's talking about. I mean, he's not coming as like a scientific expert to give his knowledge about what scientific research is being done or where COVID came from or who it targets or all that. He's as a witness for something that did happen. The censorship of dissident COVID views because of federal pressure. That is an absolutely worthy subject. So you don't have to think what the speech in question is correct to want a witness on that. I think Democrats are using this moment of what he said that we discussed yesterday to try to delegitimize him, even though he's running as a Democrat. He's maybe that's
that's
also
why
a perverse incentive.
there's not supposed to be a primary.
They perceive that as a threat to Joe Biden.
Yeah.
I took particular issue in that there's another part of this letter from these Democrats where they take issue with. They say that he's insinuating that Jewish people are a different race. And they say, this is a quote, "This technique was used by Hitler, claiming that there are biological differences between ethnic or racial groups to portray Jews as a lesser form of humanity, stepping stone to justifying their annihilation." That is just BS. That is a double standard because You referenced this the other day, how Whoopi Goldberg got in trouble on The View for saying that the Holocaust was bad, but it wasn't a racial issue.
Because Jews are white.
Because Jews are white people. And then she got piled on because, no, Jews are part of an ethnicity. So it feels like this is like a damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Now, look, if the argument is that obviously Hitler didn't think that Jewish people were white, and that is why he conducted a genocide, then obviously that's true. But there is something odd about, look, the New York Times had to walk back its initial claim that Kennedy did not cite any paper that demonstrated that there were distinct cleavage sites on the cells of Ashkenazi Jews that affected COVID's ability to infect. Right? And had to walk that.
Well, she said she Ashkenazi.
Right. Y'all getting the drift here, but you're getting the drift here, Frank. So he done said something to irritate. Gina said this on many. Darren Muhammad, they're talking about this on many programs, right? We don't even talked about it. This ethnic bioweapons. Haven't we talked about that before?
Yep.
So Robert F. Kennedy says it on a platform that's supposed to be on the record. It goes crazy, and now we're back to this anti-Semitic stuff again. What do you think about this, Frank?
You know what I'm saying? I just what's really going on with this, man? Now I'm starting to really think that a lot of this shit is staged. You know what I'm saying? He might even be a part of this little stage, little stuff, because you know what I'm saying? They always have somebody see. And this is a double standard, because you can say whatever you want about us. The Tulsa survivors ain't getting nothing. So what does that tell you? It's just one big double standard. This shows you that, they're basically telling you and telling everybody that the Creed people have a lot of power and have a lot of influence. That's what they're saying. And they're saying we have no power and no influence. That's what they're saying. You know what I'm saying? But one thing I don't agree with him about saying about the the structure or whatever and all this and different DNA and all this from the Jews. Why? See, once again, these Creed people are not. They're European. There is no. You see, why are they trying to make it seem like a religion? A religion is a race. That's just like saying all black people are Christian. Why they keep doing that, man? Don't listen to these people, man. Just like they're misclassifying. Just like they misclassify us. Just because, look. All Jews are not European. That's really weird.
But let me say this. Let me interject. You talk about religion now. Let me interject. The Ashkenazi Jew is not even a Jew. So that's what I'm saying. Nobody knows nothing. You don't know the Bible. You can talk Revelation and da. I'm talking about the Bible. I'm talking about every aspect of the Bible. Ashkenazi was the son of Japheth, not the son of Shem. The so-called Jews, and I use that very loosely because I don't know how much they're Jews either, but the so-called Jews were actually the sons of Shem. They're the descendants of Shem. Ashkenazi, if you look at the book of Genesis, all you got to do, everybody got a Bible. You don't believe in it, but you got one. What you need to do is go to the book of Genesis, chapter 9, and you will see the genealogy of Noah's children and their children and their children's children. Ashkenazi, it was the son of Japheth. Who is Japheth? Japheth was the ancestor of all Europeans. He's not Jewish. He's not the ancestor of what we call the Jews. He was the ancestor of the European. So the Ashkenazi Jews is a misnomer altogether. There is no such thing as an Ashkenazi Jew because you can't be one. You're a descendant of Japheth. Not the descendant of Shem. Let's get it clear.
You're right though. But why did they try to make it seem like you only have to be only Europeans are Jewish? I don't know. I never seen that.
Because whites want everybody to be everybody of note to be part of them. Jesus is supposed to be white. Because he's somebody in particular that they want to promote. So now he has blonde hair, long flowing blonde hair, blue eyes. And how's that possible in the Middle East during the 1000s BC? How is that possible? It's not. But when Michelangelo and all those Dutchmen wanted to paint him, they wanted their God to be white, not a black man. The book of Revelation, as was quoted earlier in the book of Revelation, chapter 1, rather, it describes who he is. He has skin like bronze. That's not a white man. Hair like wool. That's not a white man. That's certainly not the picture that we get when we look at the drawings. Hair like wool. Eyes that are red like fire. That don't sound like no white man from Europe I've ever seen. None. No white man I know. And you won't find but you'll find Israelites, the real Jews were that color. The real Jews were that color. People talk about that. I heard the other day, well, Gaddafi was this and that. Look at, anybody remember Anwar Sadat, the president of Egypt? That man was he was a black man. No doubt about his race. And he was proud to call himself a part of the black race. He wasn't ashamed to be called African. He was as brown as you can get. Anwar Sadat,
Well,
the
yeah,
president
it's
that was
funny.
assassinated. He was a brown man by the most largest standard. He was a brown man. He was proud of his blackness. But once again, we can't have Cleopatra black, so we make Cleopatra white. We can't have the pharaohs black, so we paint them as being white. But you look at those caves, you'll see they were black men. But that's not the narrative. What the first pictures of Christ? The Black Madonna with her baby.
Okay.
But she's ruled out. They erased her. Now she's a white woman, little baby with blonde hair, blue eyes. Look, they came from Sweden instead of Israel. Come on, people. I think it's the sweetest baby.
Slave.
Come on.
Go ahead, Shaq. You were saying, say something. Go ahead.
No, I was backing him up. It's funny he mentioned the Egyptian president because I was on Facebook. I sent Bernard and Frank a photo of these females, and it was supposed to be Ethiopian women. And I was reading the article about it, and it was saying that they found similar mitochondrial DNA between them and the ancient ancient Egyptians. So they're trying to correlate that the ancient Egyptians and the modern day Ethiopians and the Levants and the East African people share ancestry.
We'll be honest about it. If you go far enough back, everybody shares ancestry with black folk. We are the first people. We are the first people. Don't let you talk about if you're talking about indigenous to the world, that's us. That's us. Every place you saw, look at the earliest, and I think you said it, Shaq, the earliest people that were in China, they were black. The earliest people that were in India, black. The earliest people in Australia, black. And I say, like you now, the earliest people in America had to be black. Everywhere you look, the first people were black. Because the first people were black. And they dispersed all over the world. Because at one point during the Ice Age, all these continents were connected. People talk, well, there couldn't be no boat that could. They didn't build boats that could do. Look, honey, when this thing was started, all the continents were one. Look at South America and Africa. Don't they even look alike, only in reverse? Look at the map of the two continents. They look exactly alike. One pointing one way, the other one pointing the other way. I can very much picture them connected at one point. Come on, people. We need to start using our brains a little bit. Oh, it's impossible to get a boat to all the way from Africa way back then and have it sail. They only had canoes and all that. Didn't have to do all they do is walk. All they had to do is walk. Even the Native Americans that we call the Native Americans, even they walked. They walked the Bering Strait. They didn't have no boat. They walked from Korea to Russia to Alaska. They walked. See, we ain't used to walking no more. We don't even like walking down the street. So we can't imagine somebody walking from one continent to another. We can't imagine that because we don't like walking across the street.
You might be right about that because I've been seeing a lot of obese people lately. I mean, yeah, boy. But let me say something right here. And now go ahead, Chak, because I'm gonna bring up something that happened last week. Go ahead. Go ahead. I forgot about it.
Well, yeah, I mean, I definitely think there's definitely these scientists coming up with these gene altering, definitely so-called ethnic bioweapons. You know what I mean? I mean, shit. I mean, the intervention of this fake sugar. I mean, I always go back to the fake sugar. Why is it so much damaging to the so-called melanated black man and woman? You know what I mean? Because it tear our insides up, man, causing us to have diabetes, what you call diabetes. You know, I mean that's a bio weapon to me. It ain't. He focused in on the COVID thing, COVID-19. Man, they've been doing this to us. You know what I mean? Preservatives and stuff that they changed over the food system, changed over the medical industry. Like you said, Bishop just told you back when he was growing up, they had their own doctors and stuff. I'm pretty sure they had their own seamsters, their own plumbers and mechanics and stuff.
We had our own hospital. Our hospital was called
Own
Frederick
hospital.
Douglass
See, look at
Hospital in Philadelphia. We had two, Philadelphia General and Frederick Douglass Hospital in Philadelphia. You know where they are now? They are no more. They're defunct. They're defunct. But that's where my mother was born in Frederick Douglass Hospital. And my uncles were born in Philadelphia General. Black hospitals with black doctors, anesthesiologists, nurses, technicians, black. They're gone now because everybody wanted to join the University of Penn and Drexel and Temple and get into those hospitals. So the other ones are gone now. History.
Yeah. They want to use the black man and woman in America
All right.
just to shield. You know. Oh, it's black. Oh, they talking Caucasian, white Caucasian, black. What?
Hmm.
Well,
Really?
Well,
They
Chak,
keep
let me ask
using
you a
this.
question.
Okay, but he.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Go ahead. No. I didn't mean to cut you off. I wanted to say something. You were talking about the black man and woman, right?
Hey, you got it. Uh-huh.
No, listen, because this is something you brought up yesterday. Shaq said he wanted to bring up a topic, and I told him I was going to give him. Well, we got 3 people on here. We got 4 people plus myself. Don't include me. I'm going to play the video. Shaq, you comment in 2 minutes. Bishop, you get 2 minutes. Frank get 2 minutes, and then I comment on the back end. This is something Shaq called me yesterday, just out of the blue. He called me. He said, Bernard, we are living a toxic culture. And we were talking about this woman named Sexy Red. And I happened to be out the other day as I was on my travels, and I'd be DJing and things like that, and be moving around and things like that, be doing a lot of things. So I was out the other day, and the guy came in, about 20 people, and they played this song called Pound Town. Right. I'm like, yeah, right. Okay. They played this song, right? And I'm sitting down. I'm like, man, so the clock had hit. I mean, quote unquote, I guess I had another solar rotation I turned. I just had turned 36 years old, right? And I'm sitting there. I said, man, I look around, I see 3 or 4, women that playing for the other team, lesbians, whatever. I said, yeah, what the hell is going on here? Looking more like a man than me, almost, right? And they play this song, and they go crazy. I said, what the hell is going on in this place? So, right? I'm like, yo. And I'm like, Bishop, hey, look, Bishop, yeah, keep it on mute, cover your ears. This woman said, my pussy pink, my booty hole brown, right? I'm like, whoa.
My bad. I'm sorry about that, man.
You're all right, man. Then she said, suck on her toes, right? And then she says, I'm out in Miami. She's talking about thugging my rounds. I'm out in Miami. I'm out in Miami. Where the hoochie dad is. I'm looking for my son, a new pappy. I'm like, what the hell? But, a friend of mine was talking about her daughter. She said, that daughter asked her, Mama, can you take me to Pound Town? She like, what? Your daughter 11 years old, you know what I'm saying? She's like, what the hell is going on, right? So when she said something about pound cake, Nicki Minaj is actually on the other song with Tay Keith, and they got a song saying it's all pound cake. The woman is out of St. Louis. This woman named Sexy Red. But anyway, so you know, as things get trendy, she went to high school. I don't know if it's St. Louis or wherever it's at, and she was talking about this thing, right? And she said the daggone, they talk about the song, but they don't talk about, you know, what she did. She got the boys' haircuts for prom, and she bought the girls bundles for prom because she like some of them girls can't afford bundles for prom, and she couldn't afford them. She was giving back to the community. But I'm like, okay, but we don't need to be having all these bundles though, because that's all proliferate the self-esteem issue already. We already got enough of this going on. Buying these bundles. And these bundles ain't cheap neither, by the way. Just saying. But nevertheless, that was Shaq wanted to talk about it, but I'm gonna play the video first and then I'm gonna let Shaq comment.
Look, it's only cold steppers on my team. You itty bitty bitches couldn't make it in my drink. Had the city in my pocket.
Hey, hold on. Y'all gotta back up. Hey, yo, hey, this is a wrap. I tell you, y'all don't come on court. Y'all came on the court. Gotta shut it down. Everything shut down. Go sit back down. Everybody. Y'all just messed it up. Everybody go sit back down. I told y'all don't come on this court. I told y'all do not come on this court.
All right, man. Let me get that crazy mess out there. That's just one of them one-offs always, you know, one-offs I give. It's like, just because I had to set the stage for Shaq to comment. Shaq, what do you think about this, man? You've been down there in St. Louis. What do you think about this? But it's kind of crazy, ain't it, Shaq?
Debauchery, man. Pure unadulterated debauchery.
Now, let me set the stage now. She came in with the middle fingers up, right? She got the red wig on. I mean, you know, it's another video of her with Ice Spice out in New York. I'm not even getting to that. I'm not wasting my time. But what I'm saying is, Shaq, go ahead and explain it in 2 minutes what you said about this thing. You were just talking to me about it yesterday, so you can go ahead and explain it.
Man, I forgot even about what I say. I be saying so much shit in the heat of the moment.
You said that if these type of women is like witches, right? You said that they are toxic to the culture, and basically that women and even men gonna have to start calling them out as basically enemy of the people.
Oh yeah. That's what. Okay, yeah. Because some of these people, I don't know if they actually participate in the actual activities that they rap about, they sing about, or they act in movies about. But in their real life, I don't think they do that. So at some point, we got to call these people out because you're putting this trash out for the young, impressionated minds to ingest this stuff, and then they going out thinking it's cool because you're getting a lot of fame and celebrity for doing it. You're getting awarded for it. You're getting to go to these award shows. You're getting to go into the makeup, the jewelry, the clothes, the cars, and the young people want to what? They want to be celebrated too. So we got to start calling these people out no matter, okay, you do all this debauchery, but then again, you come in the hood and you give out book bags and give out, haircuts and stuff like that. How does that? You're damaging the young people, man. They're damaged. Who are the gatekeepers now? We need to start being the gatekeepers for our people, man.
Shaq, can I ask a question?
Huh?
Shaq, I'm gonna ask a question. Since you're from St. Louis area, you don't think them now? Okay, she's saying she got the boys' haircuts. But you don't think that she had to buy all them women? But you don't think she had to buy all them women from the bundles for prom? What the hell they need that for? Just get them a regular hairdo. Shit.
I mean, like I said, man, we promote debauchery, we promote vanity. All that stuff is vanity, man. All that is vanity. And we want to dive in too much entertainment, shuckling and jiving too much. It's okay to have a good laughter and comedy and do that. That's fine. You know, laughter is definitely medicine. But a lot of this super debauchery, we were group trick on the wrong damn things. We would spend all our money on going to prom, going to this stuff, buying all these clothes, putting all this makeup on, renting these dang on Lamborghinis and stuff like this, trying to live like the rich and famous when these people are poor, really low income. You ain't figured out what you're gonna do for the next 5 to 10 years if you gonna go to college and get your degree or not. These are the things we need to start teaching. Look here, man, we got to start. Dang, boy, I'm like Bishop now, man. It's it done got out of hand.
I catch you.
Yeah, it got out of hand, man.
What church you preaching at? What church you preaching at this week?
It done got out of hand.
But look, check this out. Yeah, it is getting out of hand. Frank, go ahead and talk about it. Yeah, Bishop, I'm gonna come to you. I'm gonna come to your last one. Frank, go ahead and talk. What do you think about it, Frank?
But see, the same people that are on the record labels are on the prison, so I'm not surprised. You know what I'm saying? You know, they got the men talking about killing each other, ops, and killing black, other so-called black people. So I'm not surprised with that.
She said her stuff pink and her booty hole brown. So
oh my gosh. So basically,
so is anal cancer gonna go up in next year?
But see, and the thing is, talking about sodomizing, right? See, the thing is that's dog whistling for the LGBT community as well, I think too, and that's just putting thoughts in these females' heads, man, to be freaks, just to be straight up, just what I'm saying, Jezebels, to just be.
It's called hookup culture, thought culture, brother.
Right,
thought
have
culture.
no respect for have no respect
culture.
for each other, for themselves, and other so-called black women, because a lot of times a lot of black women sabotage each other, especially the older ones, but to the younger ones. But you know what I'm saying? So it's just proving that we have no respect for ourselves, each other. But see, we're gonna talk about white supremacy in the same boat, though. You know what I'm saying? It's funny because these same Democratic shields, you know what I'm saying, support this garbage. Like what's her name? Maxine Muddy Waters. Gonna talk about what's her name is a great example. Megan Thee Stallion. You know what I'm saying? Even though Stallion's a male horse, I don't understand how that works. So you know what I'm saying? So that right there is now you get the stamp from a politician, a so-called black politician too. That is not a good look. So I mean, we're the scapegoat. You know what I'm saying? They put us on they put us out there to look crazy because after all,
let me jump on your back right quick.
Right? Where's it?
Let me jump off your back right quick on this one. I'm gonna bring up something right quick. Let me bring up something.
Mm-hmm.
So I look at it like this. I go back to the interview of NWA, Bone Thugs, when they were talking about daggone, they were making music about a lot of things, and then they came the Ashkenazis or whatever, came in, the Jewish people, whatever you want to say, daggone, don't matter. We know who the small heads are. They came in and said, hey, let's break this up. Look, y'all making positive rap. We ain't promoting the more conscious rap. We promoting debauchery, killing, thuggery, and everything, right? See, they really did it with Lil' Kim first. See, but other people, Uncle Luke and all them too. But I'm talking about they came out with Lil' Kim. They started calling her the best female rapper. Foxy Brown come out, Trina. Then they had to get some more people through the ranks, right? Then 2006 or 7, 5 or something, they came out with the Kim Kardashian Ray J sex tape. Remember all that? Then they die off. Then Cardi B comes along. No, Nicki Minaj first. Then Cardi B, Sexy Red, Ice Spice, so forth and like. But they really started off this whole movement right here, 2020, during the president's election, where they brought Cardi B on with Joe Biden, and she had just had that hit called WAP with Megan Thee Stallion. That's when you knew they were going to start promoting this stuff more through the media and through politicians. You even had Kamala Harris say she loved listening to Cardi B, and I know she was lying. All right?
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm saying is hip-hop is becoming a part of the grand scheme of things. But like I said, when I was down there in Newport News, Antoine Bethea restaurant. Big T was there. He had Rap City the basement, right? He used to bring 50 Cent all of them there, right? Whatever. But the rapping was more lyrics. Even 50 Cent. I can say that dag on some music he said. A lot of things he said was not positive. But the rapping actually had lyrics where people could rap and things like that, right? These people ain't really just rapping. They just making up lyrics and saying crazy stuff. And the young people like it because it's catchy, but they really talking about a bunch of crazy stuff. Like she talking about her booty hole brand and all that. I mean, really, teach you, what the hell are we talking about? Like, this is getting a little bit way off the topic.
Think about it though.
I'm sorry, my bad.
Think about it. He had the Rhode Island state representative twerking on the beach on a handstand.
Yeah, that's right.
Come on, man.
Yep.
A state representative.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
They're getting wild. Yeah, and she's actually part of LGBTQ too. But let the man now, Bishop. I gave you best for last on this one. What do you think about this, Bishop? Kind of crazy, ain't it, Bishop? What do you think, Bishop?
I certainly do, and you know it's showing where we are. Like Chak was saying, it's debauchery at its lowest. Let me say this too, and the irony of it all is, yeah, they're millionaires and they're popular and they're doing well, but you know who's pushing this is those. I hate to say it, it's the big J word. The big J, and I ain't talking about Jesus. I'm talking about the other J. the big J's are the ones making the most out of this. Those who own those record companies and those moguls that own that. Whatever, let me say this, whatever the artists are making, they're making 20 times more. Whatever. If you're making $3 million, you can bet your bottom dollars they're making $300 million off of what you're doing. That's why they push this. They do it for two reasons. They do it to destroy our community. Now we don't know anything about how to 2 times 2, but I bet you every child in kindergarten knows these rap songs. They can't tell you the multiplication table.
Got tablets, Bishop. Hold on. Let me stop right there. I don't want to jump in front, but I got to say this, Bishop. These children got tablets at 5. Let me tell you something the other day. Some children called to wish me happy birthday, which is great, right? But at 5 to 4 years old, I'm just letting you know, bro. Hey, look, man, a child being able to call me on a cell phone because they know how to work that phone. They know how to look for numbers and everything. Dad going 5 years old, I wasn't even looking to call them out on their phone. No, I might call mom. But at the same time, let's just be real. They got a tablet. The easy way to stop a child from crying right now, give them that tablet, put on Gracie's Corner, whatever you want to do, and the child walk.
You're right. You're right. My little 7-year-old granddaughter, my youngest grandchild, you're right. By the time she was about 4 years old, she did things on that daggone tablet I couldn't even do. She was showing me how to do stuff. I said, what the heck? I'm 70 years old, and she's at that time she was 5. I said, what kind of mess is this? They know that stuff.
Run circles around you.
Yeah, they can run circles around me. I said, can you tell me how does this work? Let me show you, Pop. Let me show you. I said, what the heck? They teaching me stuff. I'll tell you the truth. But now, if I would say, let's sit down and do a long division problem. I don't know how to do that. What's long division? I said, my God. but it's just a sad commentary.
For lack of a better word, what you're saying is they are training your child. Now, this is dangerous now. I'm going to say this. Frank, this is what I'm about to say, Frank. Listen closely, Shaq. They are training your child not to be smart with math and stuff. They're actually training your child to be almost like an AI robot.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. That's true. That's right. So they can do all that stuff. Can know how to do this and know how to find that. They can Google and Boogle and all the rest of that stuff. They can roll around us over and over again. But let me tell you something that we had, and I'm including everybody on this stage right now, in this studio right now. We all had imagination because we didn't have all these high-fangled things. Even when you were coming along, things were just starting. The Atari and all that stuff. They weren't really out like when now it is now. They were just starting. They was at the most elementary school.
I ain't get a cell phone until I was 17. I ain't get a cell phone.
That's what I'm
until I was
saying. I mean,
17.
you know, so you're almost grown men. I mean, by the time these things really became popular, you didn't grow up with that. You didn't do that at 5. There was no such thing as that at 5. When you were 5 and 4 and 6 and 7, there was no such thing as that. You know, they came out when you were a little older than that.
You know what's so crazy? Wait, bitch, hold on, man, bitch, hold on, bitch, hold on. This is so funny. I'd have had cell phone since 17 years old, and I'd have had the same number since then. No joke.
All those years, about 20 years, you had the same number.
The same number. I'd have had people call me from jail cells. How you doing? They said you're the only number I can remember.
At all those years. Because it's the same number.
My number ain't that complex. But nevertheless, that's just me. But
it shows you where it shows you where we are as a society, though. It really does. And like Frank was saying, and he's so right about this. This is all genocidal too. Everything. Homosexuality. You're not procreating if you're homosexual. 2 men can't procreate. Now you got your children now becoming transsexual, which means that now they're changing to another gender, supposedly. At least anatomically, they're changing, which means all the things they could do as a man when they were born men, they can't do anymore. All the things they would do as a woman, they can't do anymore. They switched, and those organs don't function like that anymore. So what they're doing is it's a slow genocide. It's very deliberate. It's very you're talking about extent. And let me tell you something. Kamala knows all this. The government knows what's happening. They know what they're doing. We talked about it a long time ago. You and I, Bernard, about that world plan. There's a world plan going on to limit the number of people here on this earth. And it's a world plan. And the major nations like the United States and Britain and some others, they're leading the way in doing this. So don't think it's just by coincidence or happenstance or a mistake that she slipped and said what she already knows is true as vice president. She has to know something in case the man dies or he becomes so feeble he can't continue. They have to inform her about certain things as vice president. So she knows the plan. She knows there was no slip. She just said something out of turn. So now she had to back up and like she always does. Oh, I didn't mean it like that. I mean like this. No, you know what you were saying because you know the plan. And you and I talked about it. You and I, in fact, there's a name for the plan. I forgot now offhand. But you and I talked about that thing at great length one time over the phone about this plan. In fact, you sent me the information. You're the one who sent me the information about this diabolical plan that they have to eliminate Africa, that they have eliminated American blacks and other people around the world. There's a plan already. And certain nations aren't even involved because they're going to be the nations that are going to be exterminated. They're not even a part of it. But those that are going to survive it all, they are planning right now how to limit this thing from getting to 9 billion people. We already are at nearly 8 billion already. So they're doing this thing on a very aggressive scale, getting rid of this stuff. And they're going to get rid of us as time goes on. But really, Biden also said it. Remember, he said by 2050, we're going to be zero worth anything. The gap is going to be so wide that we'll have zero power economically. Once you become zero power economically, then you're expendable. You have no value at all. And when you have no value at all, let me tell you, honey, you're going to be gone soon.
Well, let me bring up 2 more quick topics. That was good information on that thing with Sexy Red and everybody else. I want to bring up something people were talking about, this private equity company, Blackstone, agreed to buy Ancestry in a $4.7 billion deal. It's called Blackstone, and the firm will take reins, go thing. So I was saying, I know they were talking about bioweapons and genetics and all that, but private equity is also trying to make a run at buying people's DNA. So just look into this company called Blackstone. I'm not going to get into the whole thing here because it's an article, but I gave you information on it. This is called Blackstone. That's one thing. Now, let me bring something else to you. Very important topic. Very important topic. I'm going to let you comment on that, Blackstone and everything after this. I went to go see that movie, The Sound of Freedom, Friday. Very interesting movie. Talk about human trafficking. About $150 billion business a year is made on human trafficking. talked about how it's a big operation. So when I was looking, I said, let me go look up something about human trafficking. I always go underneath the surface. I don't like to stay on the surface. Guy was talking about it today. He just came up and said, man, Bernard, I've read a lot about this human trafficking. And he showed me an article about Oprah Winfrey, and Oprah Winfrey's spiritual healer was sentenced to 370 years for the ritual rape and abuse of 600 women and children. His name is Joy de Souza Mendes, outside of Brazilian prison. He was found guilty of raping and abusing over 600 women and girls, and he was found guilty of serious abuse of abuse allegations 4 years ago. But last week, we found more victims, increased the man of God sentenced an additional 99 years in prison. You can get that article on Media Takeout. Don't want to get too much more into it because I gave you the information. But it goes to show you that the abuse of children is real. The media shouldn't be trying to cover up Sound of Freedom saying that it's just for conspiracy theories. The use of children for sexual exploitation and human trafficking is very real. And we have to know that, and we have to pay attention and realize that, hey, we are all in danger. Do not leave your children alone. Even daycare is not safe. Schools are not safe. You have to find a way to make this school and daycare more community-based with people you know, not with just regular people just open up a daycare, because these are things that can happen and will happen, actually. So that's just that.
Damn, hey. But see, the thing is, man, my thing is, what I'm saying, it's funny, I don't trust none of them, none of these Democrats, Republicans at all, because, what I'm saying, you got DeSantis over here trying to basically make it to where, push something to where only, if you're in a capital murder trial, only 8 of the 12 juries can find you guilty. Scandalous, right? You already know who, a lot of times, who be fighting cases like that in that state, people that look like us, right? And this is, what I'm saying? And another thing he's trying to do, you see what I'm saying? Basically, damn, I lost my train of thought. I forget on the other thing. So, but basically, it's just like, what I'm saying? We're the scapegoat, man. Like I was saying, we're the scapegoat of everything, man. They give us slavery, and then they'll just be like, oh, well, what I'm saying? Well, they were slaves, what I'm saying? So of course they're doing this and that. But see, it's all by design, it's all systematic. You see what I'm saying? The same people, like Bishop said, like y'all was saying, or like you were saying, the same people, man, or Bishop said it, and you said it too. The same, and I was saying it. The same people, what I'm saying, that run the executive, record execs, run the prisons. Boom, simple as that. Those are the same people, right? These same people, basically, you see what I'm saying, putting us in, keeping us in a certain category with this thought culture, something that they made up. Probably the Tavistock Institute Committee 300 probably made up. You know what I'm saying? They give us all this, man, what I'm saying? But it's all indoctrination for these kids. They're pushing all this for the kids. Not, what I'm saying? Really, it's for the adults too, because a lot of ignorant ass adults, what I'm saying, that still think and act like kids. You're pushing this for these kids, man. You see what I'm saying? That's the cold thing about it. You know what I mean? But see, where's the parents at? And see, they took away. I broke it down to somebody at work. They took away the KB toy stores, and they took away Toys R Us for a reason, to give them the cell phones, so they can furthermore. You see what I'm saying? So the government can furthermore take care of your kids and indoctrinate your kids. When you have toys and you play with toys, you're dealing with your imagination, and your imagination is running free.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Now,
let me bring in something right quick, Frank. Frank, I ain't mean to cut you off. I want to bring in something right quick. To E. Jerome Wright, I want to thank you for the article you sent me the other day. It's bizarre activity in the sun causing catastrophic disasters all over the globe. I got the article right here, and I want them to look it up. It's bizarre activity on the sun causing catastrophic disasters all over the globe. And we're going to do a discussion on that one day. We're going to talk about this because I ain't got it in my queue right now, and I got to depart in a couple of minutes, but I do thank you for sending me the article. I just want to make sure I didn't forget you sent me the article. But my bad, go ahead. Go ahead, Frank. You good?
First it was tablets, you know what I'm saying? Really, you know what I'm saying? Like kind of like the, like, you know, like more like mid 2000s. And then, you know, saying the later the 2000s came, it's just straight up cell phones. I remember I used to hear parents say, no, heck no, I'm not going to give my kid no damn cell phone. You know what I'm saying? What the hell you need with a damn cell phone? You 10 years old. Now these kids got the iPhone 12s and 14s, better cell for damn phones than me. It's just an indoctrination process, man. You know what I'm saying? You take away that.
Well, wait a minute now. Wait a minute. They got to watch them iPhones now, because iPhone now making a thing now. Next week, they're going to take a thing with daggone. If you got your photos in one of them folders, they're going to delete that thing. They told you you can back them up on the cloud. They're trying to get more. This Apple now. They're trying to get data now. Watch it.
But I mean, you see how, I mean, so, you know, so it's a, you know, so there you go. Then, you know what I'm saying? The radio, you know what I'm saying? What do people, you know what I'm saying, ride around with the kids, listen to the kids all day with? A lot of times it's the radio, you know what I'm saying? So the radio, you know what I'm saying, gets played for spinning, you know, and playing certain records. You see what I'm saying? By these whack artists, man, because these dudes is whack. And see, that's my good point. These people are not talented. Ice Spice is not talented. You know what I'm saying? Now, Nicki Minaj, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. She can rap her ass off, but all the animated talking about prostitution, all that, and Barbary and all that, I'm a straight man. I'm not gonna listen to that. I'm sorry. I don't know. That's like some stuff that a gay dude would listen to. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But so you know what I'm saying? So
in the Barbie a doll, Frank?
That's what I'm saying. And they coming out with this new Barbie movie, and then Nicki Minaj. It's all, and exactly Barbies. And they giving this grown woman, making this grown woman, Nicki Minaj, push this Barbie stuff. You see what I'm saying? When you're a certain kid, you still, you know, so certain kids are still playing with Barbies.
Man,
5, 6 years old.
Man, check this out.
So
Check this out. No. Check this out. I'm gonna show you something. This just happened today. I was in Food Line, man. I saw 2 women that worked together. Both of them got the same hairstyle, the long gold weave, looking like Goldilocks. Hair down past their butt. I said, oh my God. I said, so, you know, the woman, you know, she always speaks to me when she see me. She say, hey, how you doing? I said, I'm doing all right. I said, dang, I got gold hair today. She was like, oh yeah, you know, this is my girl. You know, we decided to get our hair done at the same time and stuff like that. Boy. You know, and I just thought about, she just had a baby not too long ago, but nevertheless, go ahead. Just saying. But yeah, she had the long Goldilocks down her back.
Oh my God. And see, what's up with that? See, that's another thing. And what's up with all these rappers naming themselves China and Asian doll and Chinese and all this? I mean, like Asian naming themselves.
Well, wait a minute, Frank. Now, Black China got some health problems going on because she's saying that daggone, she tried to remove all the stuff in surgery had, and she can't even do it. It'll mess her body up or something like that. So
that's another thing. Pushing these puts in these weaves. See, pushing insecurity. See, it's funny because an insecure man to them is called a simp, and he, you know, and called all these names and lame and dusty. That's an insecure man, I guess, to them. I don't know to the in their damn eyes. But an insecure woman is called a bad bitch. You know what I'm saying? Insecure woman is called that bitch. You know what I'm saying? It's very interesting. She's a boss chick, right? But damn, dude. So don't they know that these companies and institutions make money off these females' insecurities?
I'm gonna throw this at you. Hold it. Stop right there. Check this out. Now, I'm gonna let Chak interject, and then Bishop will come right behind.
Chak.
Let Chak interject because Chak just talked about this.
Chak gonna get on
you
it.
said it's a boss, right? You said about the word boss, right?
Don't own nothing, but she's calling herself a boss, though.
Okay. I know y'all use Kevin Samuels, and he did say if you're a boss, how many employees you got, right? That's 1, right? Number 2. Number 2, listen closely. They asked the question, and you heard it before, Chak. They say, well, when you go to work, do you do what your supervisor say? They're going to tell you, yeah, I do what my supervisor say. I don't want to get fired. Well, in this case, can't the man fire you too? I'm just asking the question. Because he don't have to live with your ass. He don't have to put up with anything he don't want to. I mean, that's how Kevin Samuels brought it. So what do you think about that, Chak? Can the man fire you too if you don't respect. I know, Chak, you bring up the contract. If you don't honor the contract, can the man fire you? Is that good?
Well, look here, man. We all they got. Let's be honest. I mean, people talk about Kevin Samuels, but the man was on to something, man, because he was snapping, snapping, trying to get the black family back in order, man. Because a lot of us, you know, black men and the black woman, we all we got. Ain't no other race of people running to marry none of us like that for real, for real. So we really all we got. So we need to get it together between ourselves and stop letting this foreign come in and divide and conquer. You know, the men, we got the egos. You know what I'm saying? We had the egos. Now they worked on the women. Now the women was able to get 6, 7 degrees and shit. Student loan, making 70, 80,000 a year, and they can talk shit to the man. You know, because they, you know, systematically. But they don't know they're setting themselves up for failure, though, because we are all we got. We came from each other. So we shouldn't even be trying to high side in front of on each other in front of nobody, because we all we got. At the end of the day, they're going to drop them like a bad habit, too. Sister girl, snapping your finger, waving your fingers in front of us, you know, want to cuss and be combative toward the black man. You starting to see it more. You just see the example of Bernard Bishop. This black female went over to Dubai. Think she can get loud and talk. Them people don't give a damn about you. The black man, I care about you. That's why I'm mentioning this stuff. That your behavior is out of order. You need to correct it. Because as you can see, same thing with Brittany Griner, same thing with these other women going on these vacations out of the country and don't know the laws and shit. Think they liberal, think they free. Think this sexual freedom is here. You know, want to be sexually free, want to do what they want to do with no structure, no control. And this can cost you your life. You need to be locked up or beat up.
Well, let me bring up something here, Chak. Hold on, Bishop. And Bishop, he made a lot of good elaborations in that point. Bishop, I'm gonna ask you a question. I'm not saying it's too far gone for everybody, but in the retrospect thinking, over the last 60 years, society really has eroded, hasn't it?
I think so. Yeah. Okay. In particular for black people. We had community, we had family. You know this, Bernard, because you're old enough, all of you all are old enough to remember the black community, where you knew your neighbor, where you knew your elders, where you fellowship with them and they with you. You know, it wasn't that many years ago that we had a community. We have no community now. We want to be so much like them. Now we don't even understand the fact that the two highest offices that black have ever owned wasn't even American blacks. The President of the United States, Barack Obama, Kenyan and white. Vice President Kamala Harris, Jamaican, which was a black man who married a white woman, and then her Indian mother. They're not even black people. They're just brown in color and skin complexion. But they have no identity with us. But that's who they, and I'm gonna tell you the truth. That undermines us. That's saying a lot about you. Where for our people have been here, Chak says thousands of years. Even if you want to go with what the history says, hundreds of years. And people come in and their descendants, their children, become president. And yours don't even get near the presidency. It shows you how they think of us, and it shows how little we think of ourselves when we're psyched into believe that these people are us and we're them. And then when they show who they really are and where their allegiances really lie, then we act like we're shocked. Barack Obama told you in the beginning, black has not even no standing in law. Kamala Harris told you in the beginning, before she became vice president, she told you that if you're asking me would I do anything only for black people, in essence, she's telling you hell no. And then you get surprised when these brown-skinned people don't do nothing for you when they already told you we ain't gonna do nothing for you.
Well, Number one, Bishop, hold it.
And everybody
Barack
still loves
Obama was at
Obama.
the council. Barack Obama was at the Council of Foreign Relations, so he actually is a eugenicist, population control junkie. But let me bring this up. But I want to bring this up. All y'all points were excellent about this thing. I'm going to say that society has eroded, and it has. That's why people tell me sometimes when they talk to me, you know, young guys, they say, "Man, you got an old soul." Some guys tell me that you always been old to us all the time. You was always like this anyway. I'm like, well, I mean, not really. I said some things are good, but I said that when you get to be too modern, you're a little bit, you can fall off a cliff. And the way this society eroding, you can fall off a cliff because there is no, I would say, Bishop, you're in your 70s, right?
Yep.
Okay. And we like you, but daggone, there's a young man right now on the street. I don't care what color he is, daggone. If he see the opportunity to rob you, hit you outside the head of a baseball bat, take everything you got.
Oh, yeah. My age and my age. You don't care.
Okay. Back in the day, there was a saying, you don't shoot women, you don't shoot children, and you don't harm the elderly.
That's right.
That ain't true no more. Everybody's fair game.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody. Matter of fact, women shooting men now.
Oh, yeah. There's no standard. There's no more standard.
Matter of fact, I done heard a woman on the phone yelling in the dag on the corner last week, talking about, I'm sick and tired of this end, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to whip his ass.
I got it.
Well,
wow.
Well, my thing is, wait a minute, woman. I don't know what the man look like on the other end of the phone, but you ain't think the daggone I'm still a woman and this man might whip my ass?
He's a man after all.
Yeah, right. It's kind of crazy.
No, we got to remember though. We got to remember, women is empowerment. We got to women are equal. We got to remember. You know what I'm saying? You know, they want to be equal. But see, no, they're equal. They don't want to be equal. They want to be over you.
No, they don't. Because let me tell you something. I'm gonna just say this. Shaq put me on to this. Actually, he didn't really put me on to it. Just the daggone Kevin Samuels had the video, and I already knew it because I done it myself. If you ask them, do they want to pay bills when they get married? They say they don't want to pay a substantial amount of income. That's what they say, right?
Mm-hmm.
So at 50-50 stuff, that's not nothing but a facade. They just telling you some nonsense.
Yeah, it's all.
I don't blame them. And let me tell you something. I don't think they should be paying 50-50 either. But here go the thing. They got to understand that the man will do, but daggone, he don't need to be back talked to when he just giving you his care. Because look, it takes somebody to love you enough to even in your ignorance to tell you the truth. And most people ain't gonna do that. They're just gonna let you be. But if daggone you love people, you'll talk to them even in their ignorance. And you'll try to correct it. Now, I'm not gonna lie, the alternative could be futile. It may get you cussed out, it may get you, blocked or whatever, but at least you did make an effort, right? So that's what it is.
But like I was saying, man,
fake love is characterized as real love these days.
I think fake is the new fake is the real, and the real is the new fake. The lie is the truth, and the truth is a lie. So I mean, everything is in reverse, like they've been doing to us. They've been pushing the indoctrination process. You know what I'm saying? Propaganda, because propaganda is legal too. Now. So
right.
Thanks to Barack Obama. Thanks, Barack Obama.
Talk about it.
But you know what I'm saying? So and then Edward Bernays and them been pushing that, because they taught the USA done taught the Germans about propaganda when we weren't helping the Nazis, right? Right, wink, wink. So you know what I'm saying? So it's everything is told in reverse, man. It's a lot of stuff.
By the way, Frank, the propaganda with the subway, they want to delete the files of the Ocean Gate now. They don't.
Yeah, it's always, you know, and then the thing is,
it was all a dream.
Yeah, I mean, just like, but like I was saying, man, you know, we're the scapegoat of everything. You know, that's why they have housing projects, because it was nothing but a big project. We were nothing but a big project. You see what I'm saying? We're nothing but a big
Wait a minute. What you talking about? Ain't we an experiment right now?
Ooh,
You don't think Sexy Red is an experiment?
That's what I'm saying. You know, Sexy Red. What kind of name? And see, where does she come from?
St. Louis.
I mean, but no, I mean, where do they kind of? She came from out of nowhere. These people come from out of nowhere. I never heard of these motherfuckers. People be telling me, you know, what I'm saying, my younger
ghetto
family and shit. They be
ghetto
like,
is a state of mind.
I don't know. It
Condition.
is, and you can't take you can take it out of them, but you can't take it out of them out of there. But see, the thing is,
and she's 23 years old, Frank. She's 23 years old.
See, she can't. That's a plant. That's a plant. You know, she's a plant.
43? I thought she was 25.
23.
Wow.
23. 23.
23. Yeah. I know she was young.
Yeah, she wasn't that old. Yeah, 23. Yeah.
You know, and these females don't even be attractive. I mean, it's not about looks, but the thing they're pushing this weaves, and they're pushing the fake ass, and they fake, you know, fake everything. You see what I'm saying? But they want a real dude though. Interesting how that works. How the hell you want a real dude? Everything about you fake. You see what I'm saying? I mean, how does that work? You see what I'm saying? The eyelashes looking like snuffleupagus. You see what I'm saying? I mean, you know, it's just wild. It's
I like snuffleupagus. Don't talk about snuffleupagus. I like snuffleupagus.
It's beyond me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and see, the thing is, these other women, you know, black men, but these other women don't carry themselves like that, man. These other women don't. I mean, some of them do be trying to bite the ratchetness with that, but see, that's all. Like I said, it's all Tavistock doing that. It's all these Creed people doing that. Because like you saying, BJ, they push conscious hip hop is dead and gone.
Recently, I have seen some Asian women that do it, but let me tell you something. Most of them that do it, they either the college ones, they might be hanging with them, but it might be one out of every 20 or 100 now. It ain't many. It ain't easy all the time. If you go to a college campus,
I know it's spilling over.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, it's spilling over to some of the Indian women too. They get here and get Americanized.
But the thing is, you never see them with a so-called black man though. Them Indian women would never. I don't think I've ever in my life seen an Indian. You know what I seen on that movie Mississippi Masala? Denzel Washington. That's what I seen.
No. I don't. I know. I've met Indian women. They got an Indian restaurant here. They cool. I mean, they'll talk to you. It depends. Now, let me tell you something. They're gone, but you can realize something about them. Even the ones that quote unquote acting ratchet, as you say, right? They might, some of them Indian women act ratchet, they still got that normal. They're not putting all that daggone eyelashes, and they still got it. But they got long hair anyway.
And they don't have no fake booties, you know what I'm saying? The BBL.
Yeah, so it's just another thing, but this was very entertaining. I'm glad y'all came on. So Bishop, we had to have you as the elder in the room tonight. Next time we have try to get Judge back on. He told me happy birthday the other day, so got to get him back on. We got to talk about some of these things. I'm not gonna break down that Trump thing tonight. I'm gonna get to that on my next show. Talk about Trump and this so-called new indictment, supposedly whatever. Because I didn't put it in my grand scheme of things, but talk to Judge about that as well. But Bishop, go ahead and shout out the information.
Okay, Real Talk, Bishop Gerald Scott, Real Talk with the G-Man every Wednesday night, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Blog Talk Radio. My call-in number is 563-999-3705. Every Wednesday night, we're something like Bernard. We deal with topics, and it's a really open forum. So come on and be a part of us. We're on tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Blog Talk Radio, Real Talk with the G-Man.
I stay right there because I'm gonna ask all of y'all the same question before I depart. Frank, go ahead.
Okay, my bad. I was looking at some of these YouTube little threads. Oh yeah, so man, good looking out for you know what I'm saying. So I went and searched my little name. I guess it's for XX Frank Nitty's 2020-70. I don't know why YouTube changed it like that. I don't know what that's all about. I didn't tell them to do that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't tell them to do that. You know what I'm saying? I know they messing with my damn algorithm. They messing with my damn whistling my traffic to the damn channel. She got me shadow banned. But I typed in my name earlier and it did come up automatically. So I don't know what they do. I don't know. I don't got time for games. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't really a recess person when I was in school. All right. So look, check this out. So look, y'all can hit me up on XX Frank Nitty XX, man, on 2270, I guess. You know what I'm saying? On YouTube. You know, damn, whatever the hell they want to put. You know, damn. You know, so they got me up in the damn corner. You know what I'm saying? Like baby. Okay. So look. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Dirty Dancing. Okay, so look.
Hey Frank, they changing your YouTube name like they changed your goddamn nationality race, huh?
Yeah, exactly, man. So, I mean, I you know, continue, man. Damn, you know what I'm saying? Shit, you know, put labels like a mug, man.
Oh,
you know,
my God. Oh, my Lord.
they're cold blooded, man. We already know the Cree people behind YouTube. We already know they're Cree. You know, I ain't talking about Apollo either. You know what I'm saying? So look, but check this out, man. Yeah, man, y'all can hit me on what's that? Y'all can hit me on you know, I got two what's the name, Shaq, and you put all y'all follow me, hit me up on the XX Frank Nitty XX, man, on Instagram, man. That's the other Instagram. I'm trying to get that bit as big as the Frank Jones 8115, man. I'll be on
You gotta send me a link.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that, and I'll be
Or
posting my
type it-
Yeah,
send-
me
text
too.
it to me.
Me too, Frank.
I'll be posting my beats on there too, man. I've been making more beats and stuff like that. I'll be getting better. So yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? Y'all can hit me on those, you know what I'm saying? At Frank Jones 8115 on Instagram, whatever, you see what I'm saying? XX Frank Nitty XX on oh no, excuse me, Frank Nevermind Jones on what's it called? Facebook. So I appreciate, you know what I'm saying, BJ, you coming let me come on again, man, you know, and being on with Bishop, man. You know, your show is off the hook, Bishop, man. You know what I'm saying? That last week's show was good, real good. I didn't even want to get off that. I didn't want to get off that line last week, man. That was real good, man. Shaq was, man. We was on it, man. We was going
Oh,
in.
yeah, man. I like what, yeah, Shaq.
Going in too, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That was good. That was a good show. Ended up real good. That's what I was wanting to get to in the first place. Shaq, brought us back to where we needed to be because they were trying to go another way. Go on.
All right, go ahead, Shaq. Go ahead and say what you got to say.
Somebody was calling me.
Oh, okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, what y'all was saying? Somebody was calling me. I don't know.
Oh shoot.
Y'all was saying the last show y'all did.
Just shout.
You saying that you was
child information, basically. He just made some
Oh
points.
yeah.
He elaborated a little bit, but he just made some points. That's all.
Oh, okay. I thought he said something about the last show he did or something. But
Oh,
yeah,
you know, he
Shaq
said the
underscore
last show
Elvis.
was good. He said the last show was good, and we brought up a lot of good topics and stuff. And he said, "Thanks for bringing me on."
You know, we was getting into it. We was debating like a mug. You know what I'm saying? We was debating like a mug, but it was going.
Yeah, I'm glad. Thank you, Shaq, because you brought everything back to where it was supposed to be.
All right.
Oh, you talking about Wednesday show?
Yeah, you talking about last Wednesday. That's what you talking about.
Okay, yeah,
Remember, they were trying to
yeah.
drift away. They were trying to drift away to have their own show, but you brought it back to the topic I wanted to talk about. So thanks.
Yeah, but now we asking you to bring up
your
information. Yeah, you know.
Oh, okay, yeah. Shaq underscore Elvis on our Instagram. You know, Shaq Elvis on Facebook. Shaq Wall on YouTube, which is, like I said, is dormant. I got about 7 videos, about 7 followers on there, but y'all can still, subscribe. I keep saying, Bishop, that I'm be on my YouTube, but I be on everybody else's panel. I be guest hosting on everybody else's panel. You know what I mean? So, but it's all good, man. Like I said, man, my motto is all hands on deck, man. You know what I mean? We are the Aboriginal. Keep saying we are the Aboriginal copper corporations of this America. We are the true Americans, man. Nothing like us. Stand on it. Stand your ground.
All right. Well, that's what's up. And like I said, right here, you can give me a King BJ Johnson, KingBJMedia.com, Bernard Johnson Facebook, Bernard 1120 on Instagram, King BJ Fitness 32. Remember that you get me on 1987 BJ1 Twitter, $ 1919 BJ Cash Out. So I'm gonna start off with myself, and then I'm gonna end off with this. To fix this, what's going on in the culture, it's gonna have to some type of falling away. And I realized that some things just are not gonna be because people have their own agendas, right? But nevertheless, I mean, when you got to fix this stuff, you got to be hard nosed with the truth on them. I mean, hey, look. I mean, if somebody get their feelings hurt, it is what it is. I mean, and it is what it's not. I mean, you know, and they'll come around one day and tell you right. I mean, I got people that, you know, that I haven't talked to, you know, talking to me in years, and you know, they just say, man, you know what? You're always right about other things. It's like maybe you should have pushed harder, but at the same time, I tell people it's not my job to push. I give information, and that's that. I don't. If I gotta push for information that's already in your hand, we're gonna have serious issues because it don't take that long to do it. I can daggone talk to you and be firm in mind, but I ain't got to push and prod you because you should know this information. But at the same time, I also got to understand that generations past and I teach you with the school system and stuff. So it's kind of tough to. But like I said, I even look like I mean Bishop. He always talked to me. I send Bishop information. Bishop be like, oh yeah, Bernard did show me this. Okay, yeah, he did. He just say, just look at it. You know, it is what it is. I mean, ain't that how I do it, Bishop?
Okay, hold on. Not to cut you, Bernard. I see people in the chat. I ain't see. I know. Hey, okay. I see. Patriotic clown face. That's Jack's face.
Oh yeah,
Ooh, brother. I ain't know y'all was down there. Okay, all right.
Nice of
Yeah.
E Jerome. Okay, E Jerome. Right.
That's right,
Gotcha.
bro. Because that's the one that sent me the information on the solar
Okay,
system.
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Who,
Thank you.
who was this? Was this Bernard?
Cut Dog LS. Yeah.
Oh, Cut Dog.
My
Cut
dude.
Dog LS. Salute, brother.
Hood rapper. And yep. But yep.
Well, thank you for having me on, Bernard, and to be with you and Chak and Frank. Always an honor. Always.
Bishop, hold on 1 second. I just.
That's right. You did say you wanted.
I was getting to you. How do you fix this? What do you think maybe give it a 2-year period, maybe just fix some of the issues that's fledgling society. I'm not talking about I know this fledgling society just to get some things back in order some way, and not this crazy new normal they talking about.
I think we need to take the opportunity that has been given to us about affirmative action and other things that they are considering backup things. I think they're taking us back to where we need to be. I think we need to look at the getting back to the HBCs and the other black. We need to go back to where we were. Talking about make America great again. We need to make Black America what it used to be again, and that is a community where we all stood together, where we all had a common goal, where we looked like Frank was saying. We went to the doctor, we went to the black church, we went to the black dentist, I had black hairdresser, the black barber. Everybody that in our life was we ourselves. We need to go back to the black schools. We need to return back to being a community again. That's what I would say in a very short period. We need to return back to our community.
Okay. All right. Frank, go ahead and take what you got. How can you fix something?
We gotta shun these misleaders, man. We gotta shun them. You know what I'm saying? We gotta expose them. We gotta out them. You know what I'm saying? We gotta for one, for two, this Congressional Black Caucus gotta go. They gotta go. You see what I'm saying? We should just call them the extended Mexican caucus, man, because they do nothing but for a bunch of but Mexicans all the time. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? 100. You know what I'm saying? They gotta go. Maxine Muddy Waters, she just got to retire. You know what I'm saying? She just got to retire. She needs to just keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? What's the dude? Clyburn, burnt out. Clyburn. You know what I'm saying? That dude. You know what I mean? He looked like a damn raisin. You know what I'm saying? Like one of them California raisins. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, the raisins from the raisin.
All right.
That dude need to go. All of them need to go. See, I'm pointing. These are the people that are selling you out. These are the people that are selling you out. You see what I'm saying? People like TD Fakes. You know what I'm saying? Who else? What's the Creflo? All I wanted and need is dollars. You know what I'm saying? These dudes, man. I mean, these are the people that all need to go. You know what I'm saying? They all need to go.
Let me bring this up right quick.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. They need to go, and we gotta stop. They need to go. And we need to stop being slow and figure out how to get rid of these bastards. That's what I would say. But nevertheless, it is what it is, right? We need to go and we need to stop being slow. Go ahead and say what you got to say. That's interesting.
All of them, you know what I'm saying? This ratchet culture need to go. this purge culture. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like Jim Crow. That's what they was doing. They was in Jim Crow. They was purging on us. So we're purging on each other. Ooh. See how they did
All right.
it?
All right, I like that. All right, Shaq, go ahead.
Ain't nothing much less to say, man. It's that's card, my boy. I mean, we the four horsemen. I mean, the word we spoken. The universe has listened to us, and we waiting on gotta take action.
Well, I like that you saying take action. They're gonna not that bull crap BLM nonsense they were running around, which ain't never. That'd be another story. We just gotta be relaxed and understand. Hey, the time is now, and you cannot push the foot around. I gotta watch the interview with Ice Cube and the Breakfast Scrubs, and then I'll have more of something to say about it. I haven't really watched it yet and broke down my key points in there. But nevertheless, that's how life is with us. But y'all just take y'all time.
Hold on, one more thing. What we are already doing is connecting the network. Use these devices, man. Don't just use them as, use like we doing, networking and connecting with people, the like-minded people that's fed up with the same stuff that we fed up with. So get on your socials and start connecting with these people that's doing it, because there's other people in these other pockets that they feel the same way we do. They putting together little things and stuff, little groups and stuff, man, to try to circumvent, the monotony, to cut the monotonous. You know what I mean? So start connecting with the people that you know that's doing it.
Yes, sir.
Because there's people out here doing it.
Well,
success in numbers. Like they were.
Thanks for putting it out and daggone. I'm glad y'all came one night. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow, and y'all have a good night.
Good night.
All right, peace.
Word. Stay up, y'all.
Stay up.